Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining me. Thank you for another wonderful edition of Friday Night Football Club. Thank you guys for being there. Thank you for joining. You know, I'm always looking forward to Friday to be with you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Yes. Let me see. Let me know where you are joining from. Let me know where you are joining from. Let me know. Maybe you are there. You want to help me. Say, Smith Lai, I'm here again today. Let me know. Let me know. A wonderful Friday, the 7th of March, 2025. Thank you guys for joining. Always be there. Thank you. Tell your friend. Tell your enemies. Tell your anywhere. Just tell them that Smith Lai is live on Gun Football Friday Night Football Club. Just tell anyone that we are live here. We are here to discuss Nigerian football, discuss African football. And I promise you, you will not regret it. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Really, actually, what I appreciate everybody to joining. Monso Gungbade from Canada, thank you for joining. Kelvin Marvin, Oga Smith, your face show. Thank you for joining. Pai Moyo, thank you for joining. Olutayo Dosumu. Oh, Tayo James from Southend, thank you for joining. I can see that name directly there. Children Photography, my mom from Scotland, thank you for joining. Tommy Official, joining from London, thank you. And my friend Steve Shine, joining from London too. Thank you for joining. It's lovely. Hey, J. One, thank you for joining. Tosin David, thank you for joining. John Jones, my main man, thank you for joining. Ramadan Karim, Abdullah, thank you for joining from UAE. John Jones is either one area coming home. We'll talk about that later. Thank you for joining. I really actually want P Goat from Dover. Dover, that's very close to France. Color Bright, thank you for joining. Okon, good evening, sir. Joining from Uyo, the home of Super Eagles. Oh, Okon, thank you for joining. We should talk, so maybe we can collaborate. Larry from Idiaraba, Belgium. Thank you for joining, Larry. Thank you for joining, Larry. So, another wonderful edition, another Friday night. Guys, if you are going to go to club, just get your phone, put it on one side, and listen to us. No problem. We actually want here for you. So let me just, if you can see the what is going to be talking about today. I didn't have in the winery there because I was just gonna give some extra because in all honesty, the news coming from the winery's camp is not credible. So that's the reason why we are not. I'm not gonna take it. It's not credible. It's not a direct contact. I don't know where the information is coming from. I think the person that brought out the information is just looking for audience. But let's start. Those on Instagram, be preparing to actually join on YouTube. And guys on YouTube, please, as you join, just like the video. Liking does not cost money, like IoT will say. Liking the video, even on Instagram, on what's it called, on Facebook, like the video. To like the video does cost you nothing. Cost you nothing. To like the video cost you nothing. So, guys, I normally say there's one. Why you say? Is that what charity actually what normally begins at home? So I will start with home front. So tomorrow, 1 p.m. Nigerian time at the Lucas Moribe Stadium at 1 p.m. Nigerian time, South Africa will take on Nigeria at the Lucas Moribe Stadium in South Africa. So that's the Flamingos playing against the Junior Bayanas of South Africa. The game, if you look at it, the last game, South Africa beat Botswana 9-1 to qualify and play against Nigeria. The winner, we have one game left before they qualify for the World Cup that will take place in Morocco later in the year. So if you want to watch the game, it's going to be live on SABC. They're going to be streaming the game live on SABC at 1 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Nigerian time. So I know that's 1 p.m. UK time. That's when Premier League is on. But I can tell you, just sincerely, I'll be monitoring this game live from Lucas Moribe Stadium. So it's free entry. So you expect full crowd at the Moses, at the Lucas Moribe Stadium, supporting South Africa. So I wish our guests the very best of luck. Majority of the girls that will play for Nigeria tomorrow, they played at the last WAFU tournament and also the last Under 17 World Cup. So I don't think they should be nervous on this game. I think that they should be able to win this game. But South Africa too, they also prepared very well for this game. They played the senior side of Lesotho and they beat the senior side of what of Lesotho. So to tell you that they are not, small team. So it's going to be a very tough game. But I would just tell our guests not to try and lose that game. If they can take a draw or a narrow win from that game to Ikene, I think the rest they say will be history. I think Nigeria will qualify and play the next round. So I wish Coach Bankole will create the very best of luck, and I also wish what's it called, the Flamingos very very well. Watch out for Chakirat Moshood, Chukurat Moshood. Watch out for her tomorrow. Fantastic left foot. I hope she's the captain of the team. I hope she can lead these guys to the World Cup. That is it about the Falconet. So don't forget, try and watch them, support them, share it, support them. I hope that I just want anytime we play against Africa, I always want Nigeria to beat South Africa. So I hope that we can actually do that one again tomorrow. So Nigeria, South Africa tomorrow, 1 p.m. Nigerian time at the Lucas Moribe Stadium tomorrow. So I wish them the very best of luck. So that is it. So another story here about also the women, say the women, that FIFA ranking came out. The FIFA ranking actually came out. And Nigeria, first in Africa, 36th in the world still. So we did not play any, we didn't play any friendly game. So there's no international game during the last window. So you can see clearly that we didn't play. So we just remain 36. There's no opportunity to actually to move forward. We remain 36. So we're still the best in Africa, but I think based on the achievement, based on what we did in the past, I think we should be better than 36 in the world. At least be in the world top 20, if I'm not mistaken. Be in the world top 20. You can see Nigeria is first in Africa, South Africa second, the champions, Morocco third, the runner-up, the third place team at the last on the last women's African championship, Zambia third. Ghana, I didn't even qualify for the last one. They're actually fifth. Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Mali. And you see, Mali is coming up. Senegal and actually Algeria. So these are actually the team that actually tops the top 10 teams in Africa. So Nigeria first, South Africa actually second. So that is that about the new women ranking. The men ranking will come out on April 3rd, so that we know exactly where we are. I hope that after beating Rwanda and Zimbabwe, we will be climbing up slightly, in the women, in the in the rankings too. Very important. Guys, let me just tell you something. Ranking is very important. In case Nigeria finish second in that group and we qualify for the World Cup playoff, the ranking will help us get a favorable draw in the World Cup playoff. So ranking is very important. It's very important, and I hope that we can actually we can get that. So that is that about the ranking. So, guys, today I'm not going to be stay too long today. You know, honestly, I don't want it to be overnight. Overnight. Last time we spent like 2.5 hours here. I don't want it to be like that today. You know, we have a lot of things to actually do. So, guys, as you are joining, we are 35 people actually watching. How many likes did we have here? Now? We have 19 likes, guys. There are some 15 odd people here that are not liking the video. 16 or 17 people are not liking the video. Guys, like the video. It costs you nothing. Like the video, like the video, like the video, guys. And those on Instagram, I'm gonna actually end it very soon now. Go and join us on YouTube. So just go to Gant Football on YouTube. Go to Gant Football on YouTube and actually join, because I'll be ending the stream very soon on Instagram. And just use that one to call you guys that we are live. Don't join, go and join on YouTube. It's very important. So yeah. So that is that about the women. So now I want to just take this comment quickly about a well-respected Nigerian player, you know, uh, Victor Nusa Ikpeba. Some of you that watch football in the 90s, in the early 90s, to just in the 90s, yeah, you will understand that how good Victor Ikpeba was there. They call him Victor Nusa Ikpeba. That is the Prince of Monaco. Fantastic player. You know, I've been saying that people have been trying to compare that. Oh, who is better between Lukman and Ikpeba, because they play in a similar position. I was like, oh my days, I can't compare these guys from like just this different generation. You know, Ipeba is very, very good. Ipeba that played for AS Monaco is very good. Lookman too, very good player in his own right. But Victor Ipeba is like on his day, he's unplayable. If you remember, they asked as a winger that this Arsenal team, that invisible then, they were trying to build the invisible team there. They asked him then that which player will he want to sign? He said that he would like to sign Victor Ipeba. If he can regain his form from AS Monaco, he wants to bring in Victor Ikpeba to tell you how good this guy was when he was playing for what? When he was playing for AS Monaco. Fantastic, fantastic player in his own right. So he said something on the podcast that the generation now are actually what they are better. Well, they are better. Their generation actually was better than this current generation. That they are more talented. That this generation that you play football, but in their own generation you must be talented to play football. That this generation anybody can play football, but you must be talented to play football in this generation. So, in my opinion, I tend to agree with him, but I'm gonna. So some people actually will join us very soon, and you're going to comment on this. I tend to agree. Then you can't just go and learn football. Then you must be talented. When you're talented, he will now take you and polish you. That is the criteria there. But currently now, even if you are not good enough, you still want to force yourself and still play football. So, in my opinion, I just think that there were better talents those days, because I was opportune to watch football in the 90s too, and I realized how good Ronaldo de Lima was. They call him the phenomenon. Since he retired, I don't think I've seen any striker in world football as good as Ronaldo de Lima. I don't think I've seen any striker in world football. And if you look at it, Ikpeba and Ronaldo de Lima, they played the same generation. They played. Though requirements are changing, will Ronaldo be able to play in this generation? I believe yes, he can play in this generation. Will Haaland be able to play in the last generation? I don't think so. Will Thierry Henry be able to play in this generation? I think yes. Because Thierry Henry is ahead of Mbappe, similar to Mbappe style, but ahead of Mbappe. So, in my own opinion, I tend to actually agree with him. I know he's got a lot of backing that come on, you cannot compare generations together. But for me, I just tend to to support him in that area. That we tend to have more talented players there than this. And also too, the difference between the Super Eagles now and the Super Eagles of yesteryears. I think the Super Eagles of yesteryears, they tend to have this winning mentality. They tend to know that know what to win. But the current generation now, I don't think you know I don't think the character is there. Let me just put that word. The character is there. They take things lightly, maybe because of there's more money there now. They can relax more. Everything's about money. But in my opinion, I just think that those time, I remember the game we went to go and play against Sudan in Obdoma. I don't think this team can play that type of game. So just to tell you the mentality, the winning, in my opinion, I just think that they tend to be more talented in that generation than this, and also what more committed to. But guys, I will post the link very soon. You can share your thoughts about this story about Victor Ikpeba. But for me, I don't think he deserves that much bashing. I just think that he's hearing his opinion, and I think that I tend to agree with him. Depends on you, what you say, what do you think. So let me just try and take some quick comments from people, and we'll be able to move on very well. So so let me just take comments from so that I'd like to say that those that are not liking the video, are South Africa. Okay, maybe they are the one, don't you know? Don't you that Lukman 94 sets were overrated. Okay. John Gill said that he never showed up in big games. Please, Lukman is far better is far better, and Lukman is still has a lot of years to go. Yeah, 90s players were better in general, though. Okay. I'd like to say that John Jones, Ikpeba's era isn't as soft as things are today. Defenders then were brutal, and for you to be outstanding, they are very good. Yes, I agree with you. I'd like to say that on that. The defenders were very brutal then. Odubayo Omobalaki said that Ikpeba that made Cameroon take our AFCON away by placing his hand on his head after defenders. Come on, how many years ago was that? You still remember? So Abdullah said that the 90s era were harder, but the 94 said on high potential. Okay, thank you. Abdullah said that said main Ronaldo will score 50 to 60 goals per season in any of the top leagues these days. Yes, I agree with you. He's that good. Fantastic player. So the current Super Eagles are not selected based on form. They are selected based on bias and sentiment. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that because at the end of the day, when you see, we'll go to the list very soon now, questionable list and everything. What do you want to say about that? So, guys, I'm going to end it on Instagram now. Guys, jump and go on YouTube so that we can actually have this conversation. That is that of Victor Weber. If you want to if you want to talk about it again, let me know as soon as I post the link. I will post the link in like 20 minutes or so you guys can actually come and contribute. Thank you. So let me just take some quick comments. I just got some comments here too. That um comments from Lawa said 94 players they play for passion and love for the Rwanda game. Why the host of current players bribe their way is selected and they actually was selected. That's your comments. CJ Football Empire said that Lewandowski and Suarez are better than Ronaldo. Lewandowski and Suarez better than Ronaldo. I don't think you watched Ronaldo the Phenomenal. I don't think so. But let's look. I don't agree with you on that. The current set of players are playing well, but the truth is that the gap is closing very fast in African football. There was that they were beating Burkina Faso 7-1, South Africa 6-0, but can't do it again. Yes, the gaps are actually what closing. So let's now go on to. I'm going to end it now because we are talking about Super Eagles matter. And the countdown to the World Cup qualifier is on. So we're going to start with this news about Abel, about Adel Amrouche. Adel Amrouche is a Tunisian, is a Algerian coach, Algerian Belgian coach. Is now the new coach of Rwanda. So guys, I'm going to be ending it on Instagram. Then I'm going to actually move on to YouTube for it. Go and download the app, Bobby Kenna. Go and download the app. So so that is that. So yes, so guys, we are going to do on to Super Eagles matter. So Adel Amrouche is actually what the new Amavubi coach. That's the Rwandan national team coach. He replaced the German coach that took them to Nigeria and they beat Nigeria in Uyo. So the guy is now the new coach of Rwanda. So today, it was former coach of Tanzania. If you remember this guy was the guy that coached Tanzania at the last AFCON. He was the one that made this comment about made the comment about the Moroccan national team that bribing. I think they're bribing and everything. That's the reason why they lost 3-0 to Tanzania. So he was questioning the referee and everything, and he got banned by FIFA. So now they deleted the FIFA, they banned on him. So now he's now back to coaching, and he's going to be coaching the Rwanda national team. So he's going to be on the touchline when Nigeria actually they play against Rwanda. So he's going to be there. We hope that Nigeria get better of him. So today, before I go to the Super Eagles list, I will talk about him and talk about Nwaneri quickly. Let me just talk about Adel Amrouche. I'm going to tell you about his philosophy. You know, if you have been following this channel before, I told you how Rwanda will likely play against Nigeria. But because there's a change of coach now, there's going to be a change in what? In tactics. And I'm going to explain the change in tactics for you now. Just get your popcorn, relax yourself, and let me show you few things about it and how Eric Sekuchile can undo his team and take them to the cleaners in Kigali 2 weeks time. So let me just explain some few things about him. Then we actually we move on to Nwaneri and also talk about Super Eagles list. So let me just get that one across to you. So so let me just show you some parts about him so that I can see this one directly. So, you know, he was he was the coach of Tanzania when they played against Morocco in the World Cup qualifier. Anytime Adel Amrouche is playing against a team that we tend to have more possession than him, he sets up in a 5-4-1 formation. But in reality, he's not playing a 5-4-1 formation. He's playing a 6-4-0 formation. And I will tell you the reason. I'll show you the clips why I think he's playing a 6-4-0 formation when he's out of possession. Look at the game now. This is as early as what? As the first 30 seconds of the game against Morocco. This is their home game against Morocco. Can you see? You can see? I circled about five defenders there now, trying to contain Morocco. In the first 30 seconds, he asked those guys to actually to retreat. So look at later on in the game, they were trying to attack in this game, but there was this overturn, from Morocco. You can see that one of their defenders came out, and the shape changed. It became what 5-3-2. I will tell you the reason why this guy keep changing all these things. So this is what really caught my attention. I don't understand. You can see this formation. I've never seen a coach that plays negative football like this man. You can see the guy I circled here. He was playing with what? With 6 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 1 striker. The guys you see in red there, they are the defenders. The guys you see in black there, they are the midfielder. The lone striker there is actually the one in yellow. You can see him now. I circled him in purple. He's the one is trying to direct them. What he was trying to do here is that he was trying to tell his players to be tight and move Morocco to go and cross the ball. He wants the midfield to be close and move Morocco sideways so that Morocco can push them to the wings and cross the ball. That was the plan. So, and when they cross the ball, there is like majority of Tanzanian players that are in the box. So they win the header, the cycle continues again. This is the 4th minute. Can you see? 6 players retreating. And kudos to Walid Regragui too, the coach of Morocco. He played, you can see that he played Hakimi and Mazraoui high up the pitch. He asked them to go high up the pitch. So Morocco too committed what? Numbers forward, just to make sure that they can match Tanzania in their own area. So, sorry, guys, let me just look. So, this is like when they actually out of possession. This is where they actually out of possession. And this when they want to press. They press with 3 players, 2 in the midfield. Let's go with 5 at the back. That's actually how they press. So what they do, the reason why they press like this is that they are waiting for mistakes. That maybe Morocco, a loose pass, a mistake there, they can pounce on it and actually and score. So I told you that they are shifting Morocco to the wings to go and cross the ball. So this is one scenario now. The Moroccan guy, that was Hakimi that passed the ball to him. He crossed the ball. Can you see how many Tanzanians there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Tanzanian players in the box. 7 Tanzanian players in the box against 3 Moroccan players. So they won the header very well. That was their plan. They want to push Morocco to go and cross the ball and load the ball in the box. They were comfortable in these first 10 minutes, first 20 minutes. You can see this is the shape they kept. So you can see that one. So it kept 5 at the back, they put 4 there. So they just, they were trying to contain Morocco. Throughout, they were like in their box. So now, this is the 27th minute. The Moroccan coach could not find a solution to them. And I'm pretty sure he wanted to score the first goal. He needed to score the first goal. If the Moroccan coach did not change anything in this game, the game will end in a 0-0 draw. You can see the guy I put in blue here. The guy in blue here, that is the coach of Tanzania, new coach of Morocco, of Rwanda, Adel Amroche. He was pointing to them that Hakim Ziyech is free. He's free. That they should go and close him. But you know what he did? This was the first goal for Morocco. Can you see? He scored from this distance. That was how they broke this team down. If not because Hakim Ziyech could improvise from this range, they will not score. If not because he could improvise from this range, it's going very hard for them to score. I can tell you that one for free. They were so comfortable. They were waiting for him. He just struck the ball, and the ball nested at the back of the net. That gave Morocco 1-0 at the 27 minutes. So after the 1-0, the tactics changed slightly. So you can see he was pointing to them straight away. It changed slightly. So they opened up. So this was the second goal for Morocco. You can see clearly there, the guy I put black on is their leader in that defense. He was expecting a cross from this yellow, that's Hakim Ziyech, number 7. He was expecting a cross. But the cross did not come. There was this double run from the guy that was put red arrow there was Ekanus. If you know him, Ekanus plays for Leicester City in the English Premier League. The guy that is making the blue run was actually Ashraf Hakimi of PSG. So they were like 2 runs there to overload Tanzania in that area. So Hakim Ziyech now passed to Ekanus. So Ekanus, the 2 guy I put white on there, they were ball washing. So the pass came to Ekanus, and Ekanus crossed the ball. Then it was an own goal. Then that was 2-0. The game ended 2-0 in favor of Morocco. This to highlight the tactics of Adel Amrouche. He's a very conservative manager. His team wastes hell of a time. They stay on the ground for so long. They want to get results as soon as possible. They are very, very negative when it comes to when it comes to playing football. So it might slightly change the way Rwanda play, just to make sure that he gets results in his first game. So what can Eric Chile do to break this team down? Let me start from this second goal. We must have a diamond midfield. A diamond midfield that can retain the ball very well. That can retain the ball very well and also have legs to run. We must have runners. For example, now, I will tell you for facts, they will mark Victor Osimhen because, one, they will stop the crosses from coming in. They will, even if the cross comes in, they will put like 3 people on him, drag him down. Don't forget there's no VAR. Drag him down, do different things for Victor Osimhen. But if you want to open up Adel Amrouche team, you must have runners from the midfield. For example, now, the way Ekanus ran to this box and actually score and actually play a true pass, there must be somebody like that ready to do that in Nigeria. Who can do that? The only person that can do that, in my own opinion, is half-fit Fisayo Dele-Bashiru or Frank Onyeka. I would prefer Dele-Bashiru because Dele-Bashiru, if he gets the ball in this dangerous area, is very dangerous with his shots compared to Frank Onyeka. Frank Onyeka might be looking for fouls or anything, but so it's very dangerous. I'm talking about Fisayo Dele-Bashiru. So you can see, and our players too must be clever. They must be clever if they want to overpower this Rwandan national team. They must be clever. You can see this Ziyech now. You can see the way he manipulated the ball. People were expecting him to pass to Hakimi, so Hakimi could cross the ball. But you can see the way he did. So look at these two. In the current Super Eagles, how many players can play it from this outside box and score? In the current Super Eagles, how many players can play it from this area and score? We used to have Taye Taiwo play this type of ball. We used to have Grabalawa play inside the box, play this type of shots. We used to have those ones. But who in this current Super Eagles can play this type of shots? Who? Well, I think we need to look at that area because, to be honest with you, what I have observed about one of the shortcomings about this current national team is that we don't break down teams that form low block. We must look for a way to break down team that that forms what low block. So that is that about Adel Amrochi. We should not fall into his trap, because if you want to drag us the way he did to Morocco, to go and cross the ball, put it in, the boys you eat it and everything. But I think that it's opening his camp by next week or so. The boys will be coming in by next week. I'm talking about the Rwandan coach. He's going to start with the home based players there before the foreign troops in. So that is how Adel Ambrose actually was placed. Well, let's see what will happen that day. Let's see. No time will actually will tell. I'm planning to bring a journalist from Rwanda to come and discuss about his team chances of qualifying for the World Cup. So I will take some few comments now before I go to the Super Eagles story. Let me take some few comments from people that was listening. So, with how we play against Libya, God, I very good. Yes, that's why you should, but it's a guavon. So, Alex Iwobi, dangerous passes. I'm talking about runs. Okwande, Taiwo, I'm talking about runs. Those deep runs. I don't see it from Alex Iwobi. Those deep runs, those penetrating runs. I don't see it. Doesn't take risk. That is it. He can play pass, but doesn't take risk. I don't think you understand what I'm saying very well. Okwande. Onyedika can play shots, but he cannot play that type of shot from Hakim Ziyech. That is it. He plays it very close to the area. He cannot play from that area. Okwande, please just try and listen to what I'm saying very well, please. People can play shots too. I'm talking about the type of shots, that this guy actually played. Can you see as I'm talking about? I'm not talking about that. I will please just pay attention very well. So Onsofor can play it. Yes, Onsofor close, but not this generation. Dread Media. So I don't know why Super Eagles always play slow football. That is my opinion. We have to build up very fast and make sure we actually we get the ball in the box. Get very well. It's going to be a very tight game. 6 games, whoever wins these games we qualify. Yes, 6 games. Thank you, my brother Sekodi, my man from South Africa. 6 games, so that win these games we qualify. I agree with you. Uche can make those runs. Yes, thank you, CJ Football Empire. Uche make those runs. Thank you for reminding me about Uche. CJ Football Empire. Uche makes those runs. Manu can said that Super Eagle build up is like Enzo Maresca's team. I beg, no carry Chelsea attack on me. I'm tired of Chelsea. Manu, I'm tired of Chelsea. So yeah, the Lukman can pull off those runs. Yes, but the issue is that Lukman will be marked. Why the plenty war? Lukman will be marked. I can tell you, Lukman will be marked. I'm going to say that which was fast transition from defense to this thing. We don't have that. I don't give Chelsea. So that is that on those comments. So thank you guys. Share this video, guys. How many likes? We are 80 people watching now. How many likes did we have? We have 40 likes. Guys, 40 likes. And when 80 people are watching this thing, 40 likes. Guys, you can do more now. 60. Let's go to 60, guys. 60 likes. Just like it. It costs nothing. 60 likes. It's 76 now. We know that let's share this video. Let us reach 100. We are going to Super Eagles Matter now. But I will post the link in the chat box. You guys can actually look at it. So and check it. I'll post the link in the chat box, and you guys can actually join later as soon as I might not bring you up immediately, but I'm going to also go run through the story, through the list, and I'll give you my take on the list. So that is that. It is 49. Okay, is it 49 now? Mike Reggie. Okay, it's 49. Okay, it's 49. Thank you guys. Oh yeah, let's continue. Let's continue. Get like. Even people on Facebook, like the video. Share to your friends. Share. Let us talk about football. So let's move on to the Super Eagles list now. And that's where people actually was really waiting for. Super Eagles list. Let me take this comment quickly. It's a very, very funny comment. Daniel Akun said that even for likes, we see the idea for like palliative. Maybe I not add this likes now. Just like the video, we are not. I want to appreciate this all of you too. The last channel did not, we had issues with YouTube, and they took it down. We fought with them. We did so many things. They took it down. So we created this channel around November, December. We continued. I shared it. If you remember, I shared it. But guys, we are almost 5,000 in just 3 months. And we have ticked all the boxes for even to get monetized it. We have ticked all the boxes. So I can really appreciate you guys for being there. You guys are fantastic. So, if you like this video more, you like more. And, that is what can make YouTube recommend this video to a lot of people. Please just like we're still doing this for free now. Like guys. So let me just go to the list quickly so we can wrap it up. So last Tuesday, every other country released 25 man list. Nigeria released 39 man list provisional. Some countries released 30, but for me, I just think 39 is too much. But it's good. At least people feel sense of belonging. Their names actually were there. So I'm going to run through the list first, and I'll now go over the players and my opinion on each players and why I think. So yes, thank you. Let me just see how many people likes we have now. Yes, we have 51 likes now. We have 51 likes now, guys. We can still do more. There's some people here that don't like the video at all. They don't want to like the video. Like now. Did we offend you? I beg, like our video. So, guys, let me just go through the list first. I will now break it down quickly for you. So, Stanley Nwabali, in part of the goalkeeper, he plays for Chippa United in South Africa. I think he's the captain now of Chippa United. Manuka Okoye plays for Udinese in Italy. Amaso Basket played in Ethiopia. Adelaide Adebayo is playing in Cyprus. Why Kadi Bankole is the second choice goalkeeper for Raymond Stars FC in the what's it called in the Nigerian Premier League. Defenders are William Ekong, plays in Saudi Arabia. Barasai Samuel plays in Turkey for Fenerbahce. Bruno Yemechi plays for Olympiacos in Greece. Gabriel Ojo plays for Auxerre in France. Olaluwa Aina plays for Nottingham Forest in England. Sanusi Zaidu plays for Porto FC in Portugal. Igor Ogu plays for Slavia Prague in Czech Republic. Jordan Torinaga plays for KLC Genk. Plays for Gent FC in Belgium. Ifeanyi Onyebuchi plays for Enugu Rangers in Nigeria. Midfielders are Wilfred Ndidi plays for Leicester FC in England. Rafael Onyedika plays for Club Brugge in Belgium. Hassan Yusuf plays in USA. I forgot his name. I'm going in MLS club in USA. I don't remember his name now. Lele Bashiru plays for Lazio FC in Italy. Frank Onyeka plays for Augsburg in Germany. Alex Iwobi plays for Fulham FC in England. Um, so I didn't mention Kevin Bassey. Kevin Bassey plays for Kevin Bassey plays for Fulham FC defender. Sorry, I didn't mention his name. John Joseph Aribo plays for Southampton FC in England. Anthony Dennis plays for Gutsekpe in Turkey. Uche Crisantos plays for Getafe FC in Spain. Papa Daniel plays for Nuggets Tornadoes in Nigeria. Forward, Samuel Chukwueze plays for AC Milan in Italy. Victor Osimhen plays for Galatasaray FC in Turkey. Adema Lukman plays for Atlanta FC in Italy. Kelechi Iheanacho plays for Middlesbrough FC in England. Victor Boniface plays for Bayern Leverkusen in Germany. Samuel Moses plays for Nantes FC in France. Sadiq Kumar plays for Valencia FC in Spain. Teller plays for Bayern Leverkusen FC in Germany. Christy Rides has played for Glasgow Rangers in Scotland. Tula Kodere plays for Genk in Belgium. Chidera Juke plays for Sevilla FC in Spain. Paul Nash plays for Southampton FC in England. Why Ahmed Buta plays for Kano Pillars FC in Nigeria. Akko Adams plays for Sevilla FC in Spain. Guys, I don't become breathless, but the list too plenty. So let me go to the goalkeepers. Stanley Wabali has been Nigeria's first choice goalkeeper since the AFCON. It was the AFCON revelation. And he did well for Nigeria during AFCON. Fantastic goalkeeper, arguably the second best goalkeeper during the last AFCON, if I'm to judge. I think Ronan Williams is the best goalkeeper during the last AFCON. I think Stanley Wabali and probably Yaya Fofana of Ivory Coast tend to be the second. I just think between them, I think I will pick the second best goalkeeper there in the last AFCON. But one thing that we have to be sincere with ourselves and stop all this social media is that after the last AFCON, Stanley Wabali's form for Nigeria has been dropping. After the last AFCON, let's call a spade a spade. Stanley Wabali's form has been dropping since the last AFCON. Let's be honest. Because some people will just think that, this, I don't know, maybe it's because of the media. The form has been dropping. I hope that he can pick himself up and know that, pick himself up, motivate himself. I know that what he's going through is not easy to have these bereavements, in between each other. Is so massive. Even before the bereavement too, he has been making some mistakes too in Nigeria. If you look at the Mali game, if you look at the Benin Republic game, the away game in what's it called? You guys withdrew 1-1. So there's some mistakes. Even the World Cup qualifier in Benin Republic, if you remember very well, the World Cup qualifier in Benin Republic, the mistake of that second goal. So it's been coming slightly, but I just hope that he can get his confidence from somewhere and perform well. Maduka Okoye has been like, it's like Nigerian fans doesn't like Maduka Okoye, and when they brought him against Rwanda, it was there 2 goals again, which I think wasn't his fault. But I just think that, it's good that he's on this list, but I doubt if he will make the final list. Amaso Basoge was so good for Bender Insurance when he was Amaso Basoge now plays for Ethiopia. He now plays in Tanzania. So it was so massive for Bender Insurance during their CAF Confed Cup, But he moved to Ethiopia, Tanzania, we cannot justify that maybe it's that good, but I don't think it's going to be a bad third choice. We also have Adeleye. He was in goal for Nigeria against Liberia. No, not against Liberia. Was it against Liberia? No, the game won 3-2. Was it against Sierra Leone? Yes. It was in goal for Nigeria against Sierra Leone that we won 3-2 in Liberia. So my only issue with him is that he's not short. It's too short. It's too short. It's too short. That's my own problem. Kyle Bankole is not even the first choice goalkeeper of Remo Stars FC. So I don't know the reason why Kyle Bankole was selected. But in my own opinion, I think he dropped. I think Kyle Bankole being there, maybe it's because he's coach in Remo FC. He's the assistant coach of the Super Eagles. Maybe they asked him to recommend the goalkeeper. He now recommended Kyle Bankole, and that's the reason why he's there. There are better goalkeepers than Kyle Bankole in the Nigerian Premier League. But I think maybe because his coach is the coach of Remo and also the coach of the third assistants in Nigeria. So that's the reason why they are recommending him for, I just hope that is the reason why. Because for me, it's not the first choice of Chan. It's not the best goalkeeper in the league. So I don't know the reason why he's here. So if I have to pick my three goalkeepers, despite injury, I will still pick Maduka Okoye. I will pick Stanley Wabali, Maduka Okoye, and Adeleye Adebayo. I will pick the three goalkeepers. So even I will pick, even Maduka, if it's not even match fit, at least it should come. It should come. So defenders, William Trust Ekong, for me, he has never kicked a ball in this World Cup qualifier. If you check it very well, he has never kicked a ball in this World Cup qualifier. And I think his leadership skill will be very vital for this team. Will he play under Eric Segochile? That is a very big question. I have to be honest with you. That's a very, very big question, which I will answer, very close to the game. Because I'll be hearing some conversations. I don't know, maybe he will play. But, this is going to be the first time we'll be playing a World Cup qualifier game for Nigeria this time around. So I expect him to bring his A game. Bright Osai Samuel too, it's been in and out of Fenerbahce team. He's going to make the team. He's the second choice right back. Bruno Yembechi, he just moved to Olympiacos. I don't be getting game time, so that's one of the biggest problem here. He don't be getting game time in Olympiacos. It's like second choice to their left back in Olympiacos. So he's been on the bench for a lot of games. But even apart from being on the bench itself, in all honesty, I don't really rate him. I don't rate Bruno Yemechi that much. People will come at me and say, "Oh, I didn't rate him. He's doing these things." No, it's just that there's some things I expect from a defender. I don't really get it directly from him. So, but he's going to make the team. Gabriel Osho, I think he's going to make the team because Emeka is injured. Calvin Bassey will make the team. I think probably the first name on the list, Calvin Bassey will make the team. Olaluwa Aina will make the team. I think, fantastic. I think it's probably, apart from Hakimi, I think he's probably the best right back currently in Africa now. So, why won't he be there? So, Zizi Sanusi, despite his injury, despite playing for Porto B and getting first of the appearance for what's it called, for Porto A, I think I prefer Zizi Sanusi. I just think that he just adds something different, to our defense line. He adds something different to going forward. It's a nuisance. He can run on the bare floor. He can run on the bare floor. Is the space normally trouble opposition right back. Go and check the game that Sanusi play for us. It might not be clinical, but those opportunity you see that Zizi Sanusi is getting for Nigeria, he worked for it. He worked for it. It might not be clinical, but he get himself to a very good position. He get himself. Go and check the winning goal. Go and check the winning goal between Nigeria and Sierra Leone. Go and check the winning goal. Nigeria and Sierra Leone, Liberia. It was Sanusi now. Those runs. So for me, I think Sanusi. I pick Sanusi. Igor Ogbu, a rookie in this thing. I just, for me, I picked John Ogu when I was with IoT of Eagle Striker on Tuesday, but this time around, I think I'm going to pick Jordan Torinaga. I just think that he's more experienced and he's doing well. He's doing well for his club. So I pick him. I also pick, I will not be able to pick what? Ifeanyi Onyebuchi. Ifeanyi Onyebuchi is a very good defender, a tough tackler. But I just think that he's got a lot of mistakes in him. So, and that mistake can be costly. So I just think that for Ifeanyi Onyebuchi to be a Super Eagle player, let him go and try for CHAN first. Let him go and play in the CHAN tournament first. And when he comes back, after the transfer in August, if he comes back, he can come and get to the team that will play against Africa in the World Cup qualifying in September. That's it. So, for in the midfield, friend Didi, as for the coach to go and meet him directly and have a conversation with him about his idea and what he wants to do, I think he picks himself for this team. After Yedika, he was injured, but he came back against Aston Villa. He was doing the beats, bit by bit by bit. But for me, half fit Onyedika is better than most players. So I pick Onyedika. Onyedika is like a typical Eric Chelly's midfielder. He runs with the ball, he's tidy in possession, he takes the ball, he handles the ball very well under pressure, and he also scores goals. It's a typical Eric Chelly's midfielder. So for me, I think he's number one in our midfield. Alassane Yusuf Abdullahi, I like his energy. I like Yusuf energy. But in all honesty, since Alassane Yusuf moved from Antwerp to USA, I think that his game dropped slightly. I think the games he played for Nigeria were really not good since he moved for that Antwerp. So I will not pick him for this game. And Fisayo Dele-Bashiru, is getting ready for this weekend. He said he's going to be on the bench this weekend for Lazio. So if he can play midweek or next weekend, and he plays very well, I think they can bring him. For me, I think he's going to be very instrumental too for Eric Chile. I know I told you about you need a deep runner from midfield. Dele-Bashiru can actually do that for us, and he's still hungry. Frank Onyeka will pick himself, and industrious energy, no matter how, if even he's not starting, he can come and tidy up things when we are leading. And Alex Iwobi, he met with a recruit, and that one communicated how he wants to use him in his team. So as for me, I think Iwobi is going to go over there. Joseph Aribo, I think another player that we thrive, is the only midfielder that we have that uses left foot. Maybe and Papa Daniel. So if you have to pick a midfielder with a left foot between Joe Aribo and Papa Daniel, for me, I will go with Joe Aribo. Because all these left foot players, they're always, they can be like our own Pandev, very industrious in the middle of the park. They can even help on the left. They can do different things. So for me, I will pick Joe Aribo ahead of Papa Daniel Mustafa. Anthony Dennis, I like him very much. Fantastic player, very combative, but also like Ifeanyi Onyebuchi, there's a lot of mistakes in him. So it's good that he makes this team, but during the friendly game in June, he can come and play for Nigeria, but not now. Uche Kristatos, I think he needs to make this team. I just think that he's in form currently now. The energy level is very high. I think that if he doesn't make this team, we are not doing well. For me, I think he needs to make this team. I think Papa Daniel should need to go and play in Chan. Similar to Ifeanyi Onyebuchi. Come and prove yourself, then Super Eagles will be. You can come and do something in Super Eagles. Forward line, I'm hearing that Samuel Chukwueze and Iheanacho with the Boniface can be dropped, but I don't think Eric Seguche can drop the three of them. I think it will drop one or two of them. So I think he's going to drop Iheanacho, but I'm not sure he's going to drop Samuel Chukwueze because he's the only left-footed winger that we have. Similar to Joe Aribo being the only proper left-footed midfielder that we actually have. So you see what Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen. In fact, we should be praying, guys. Go and be praying for Victor Osimhen that he should not get injured. If Victor Osimhen gets injured, we might not go to the World Cup. He's so instrumental to this team. He creates something from nothing. A player, a fighter, a tiger on the field. It's just for Eric Seguche to know exactly how to unleash him. What a player, the former African Player of the Year. So Adema Lookman, it doesn't need any introduction. Lookman is arguably the best player in Africa. Fantastic player on his day, dangerous player on his day. He wants to everything to go through him. So for me, I don't think I need to say much about it. There is, for you to even have its own picture on this provisional list, his name is written in gold. So Christian does not have any business in this team. He should focus on his club career first and go and be starting for his club. For me, he doesn't have any business in this team. He's not even getting game time. He's getting game time, but so it is in Middlesbrough. And he's not been doing well. They're calling him fat on social media, which is extremely bad, but he just needs to prove himself. So for me, Iheanacho is very experienced. I don't think he makes this team. I think he needs to sort himself out, be fit. He's not fit. That's his major problem. He's not fit. He needs to be fit for him to come and actually make this team. For me, it doesn't make the team. And it should not even be part of this provisional list. Victor Boniface. For me, Boniface's issue is very complicated. And when I say few things here, people would think that I don't really like Victor Boniface. It's not I don't like Victor Boniface. It's just that Victor Boniface, football for Nigeria does not excite me. There's some games that Boniface plays for Nigeria. He cannot try some of those things in his club. All those things, he cannot try it in his club. He cannot try it. He play more purposeful for his club compared to, the Super Eagles. I watch Bayer Leverkusen every weekend because of Victor Boniface. But for Nigeria, it does not excite me. I have to be honest with you. It has never impressed me. Boniface's best game for Nigeria was against Sao Tome and Principe. Sao Tome and Principe that we won 6-0. And also against Saudi Arabia. I'll count that one with it. He had an assist or so against Sao Tome and Principe that we won 6-0 in Uyo. 6-0 in Uyo. So, in my own opinion, he just need to change his mentality slightly for Nigeria. He tried one shot against Benin Republic. I was like, oh my this. Like there's no way the shot can go in. He just tried it anyhow. Like it was like it was practicing. In a qualifier game. In a qualifier game. That's the reason why I will take Victor Osimhen over him 20 times. It's not as if I'm here to put him down. But for me, if Eric Chile said that he's not picking Boniface, so be it. 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 It's not being purposeful. Doesn't press well from front. When he has the ball, he doesn't position himself up front very well. He gives the, I don't want to go after him here. I analyzed the game against Benin Republic and against Rwanda. Where you meant to see Boniface, he'll be strolling to the box. No. For me, we should be praying that Victor Osimhen should not get injured. If not, we're in big trouble. And he's not even playing for Bayer Leverkusen. So for me, I won't pick Boniface, but I think Chile will pick Boniface, but I won't pick him. Moses Simon is like the first name on this. It's go over there. It's go over there. There's no one to say about that. It's go over there. It's so consistent for Nigeria. I think if you check our AFCON qualifier, is apart from Lukman, is the one that had the highest impact. He had 2 assists. He had 3 assists for Nigeria. People don't know that too. 3 assists for Nigeria in this AFCON for Nigeria in this last AFCON qualifier. He assisted the goal against Libya. He assisted 1 goal for Lukman in Uyo against Benin Republic. He assisted a goal for Osimhen against Benin Republic in Ivory Coast. 3 assists. Lukman scored 2 goals. Only 2 goals. So for me, In fact, he's even the best player for Nigeria in the last AFCON qualifiers. Moses Simon. All the games that we got result from, Moses Simon was imparted the game. Go and check it very well. The draw against Benin Republic, the 2 wins against Benin Republic and Libya, where we got our results. He was there. He was there. He was there. So for me, he makes the list. So Saudi Kumar, the issue is that he's a guy that can turn nonsense into something. He's very clumsy, but he can also be dangerous. But I will not take him. Nathan Tella is a different breed of player to the ones we have. For me, I picked Nathan Tella in this team. He just adds something different. He can press the ball well, he can run, and he can do different things for Nigeria, especially in a very good Amaro Stadium pitch. So for me, I take him. Very dangerous, and he's got this winning mentality, and he can run with the ball. So, see this as very good player, back to form with his new coach in Rangers, back to form, doing well, doing his bit for his club. I pick him, but I think it's just too late to pick him. But for me, if he makes the list, I'll be so pleased. Tudor Godare, I'm hearing he made the list, but I picked this aside of Tudor Godare. Chidera Juke, another player that you need if you want to open up game. You need Chidera Juke if you want to open up game. It's a guy that can commit players. It's a guy that can commit players. It's a guy that can drive with the ball. It's a guy that can make you foul him in the box. I don't know the reason why they have not been using him in Nigeria. Maybe because in his position, you have Lukman, you have Simon in that position. It's very dangerous. It's very difficult for him to play. But for me, I think I will take him as my surprise, Chidera Juke. But no issue, you will need strikers like this when push comes to shovel, when you are looking for goals, when the only options you have is to cross the ball, like if Adel Amroshi limited us to crossing the ball. So he can come and do well. Aquandams doesn't want to make the list. My very good friend, but I just think he's just come back from injury. I think it doesn't make the list. That is my take on these lists. Very good list. Some omissions there. Leon Balogun. I think Leon Balogun should have been there, but I think the reason why Balogun is not there is beyond football. It's not just football. It's beyond football. That's the reason why he's not there. It's beyond football. And Akpoguma, I'm not sure. I think also that one is also beyond football. Shubakpo and Gift Urban. Gift Urban is about administrative issues. Gift Urban is about what? Administrative what? Issues. But Shuba Akpom too is about clarity. But I think at least the 4 of them will be ready for June. So if Balogun is listening, he should not go and die from national team. Cherry Shell will be on this case, and by next June, before September, Balogun will be a Super Eagle again. So that is my take on it. I wish the team the very best of luck. By next week, the 23-man list, 23-man list of 25-man list will come out. There's going to be 3 players on standby. We'll come and discuss them again and allow you guys to have your opinion. Let me just take some quick comments. I have the link again in the chat box. If you want to join, just join. If you don't want to, just join. Let me just take some quick comments quickly about what you actually want to say. So, yes, let me just talk about okay, Lukman B. So that I just want to watch the highlight of the Morocco versus Ghana game. This is where if you want if you want to watch the full match, Lukman B, I can send it to you because me I've watched the full match 3 or 4 times. This is where a set piece coach will end their salary. 27 minutes go from a rebound after a free kick. Yeah. So Otayo Olugbe said that Biko help us justify why second choice will be picked ahead of first choice. Uh, the issue is this: the first choice is from Benin Republic. Otayo, the first choice is from Benin Republic. The second choice is from Nigeria. So we cannot call Benin Republic person now. Otayo, that's the reason why we actually we picked that one. So that I have my very good friend already waiting in the chat. Was He's in the other room, so he's not joining from his usual position. So I'm going to bring him in very soon. So Sport Grind said that after watching Balogun yesterday about Fenerbahce, I knew that God will especially judge NFF officials. Ojebushi over Balogun. What a travesty. Okay, I agree with you. The second goal Morocco scored was beautiful. Fisayo can score that goal. Yeah, even Cristiano can still score. Okay, I agree with you. That can say that it's the news about it's not true. It's not true. So okay, we make this call. So Olumide said that Nwabali from form dropped, maybe due to poor coaching in the national team, lack of competition in the Eagles team, and his parents' demise. These things can really happen, but he's getting back and it's good. Okay, thank you. I agree with you. A good goalkeeper. I just give my own observation. So there's a lot of comments here. Let me just take these comments quickly before I bring in my first. So I agree with Teller. It can be a solution to our right wing position. So Simon had 3 assists, assist master, very important for our team. So let's not only pray for Sime, let's also pray for Simon too and Lukman. Okay, I agree with you. Please forget Umar Sadiq. He can't score 2 goals. He can score two goals in 15 games and make a team. To tell her, should actually want to take a spot. Okay. All right. We just need Osimhen and Desas as number 9. Okay. Thank you. Let me get IoT is actually waiting in the wings. So let me actually get him in straight away. Guys, please go and like the video. Go and like. Only 50 likes. Go and like the video, guys. Go and like the video. Saliva don't drive finish. Go and like the video. IoT, thank you for joining. We can't hear you.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. How's it going?
I'm good though. I'm good.
Yes.
Just trying
Yes.
to
So,
relax now.
for me, I just made one observation, basically, and then people say that okay, it could be as a result of few things. I said that since the last AFCON, I can't say that Wabadi's performance has been the same for Nigeria since the last AFCON,
Hmm.
like that. But people think that they link that one to poor coaching. Could it be poor coaching in national team since Pasero left?
I mean, I wouldn't put it on poor coaching, especially because we're talking about a goalkeeper,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily an outfield player. Certain times maybe things can just cause performance to drop. It could also just be the AFCON was a big tournament, was an exciting event. You
Mm-hmm.
know, anybody that is there is probably going to be like very pumped up, very excited.
Mm-hmm.
After that tournament, the expectation is not the same, so your level of intensity might not necessarily be the same.
Mm-hmm.
We could also maybe point to different things that happened in his personal life that maybe just
Mm-hmm.
affected him. I know I chatted with Stanley even maybe like 2 weeks ago, and he was just telling me like, that honestly that he has not been okay. Even despite the fact that he has returned to playing for his club, is like it's just not been like
Mm-hmm.
level of mental health that he was before. So it could be a combination of any of those things, but I'm not going to say it's poor coaching.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a defender, if it was a midfielder, I can say okay, maybe coaching can affect him that much. But
Mm-hmm.
for a goalkeeper, you mean the basics. There are many teams. Goalkeepers don't even train with the rest of the team. They train on their own, and then
Yeah.
the team trains. So I'm not going to put it to coaching.
Mm-hmm. So and secondly too, will you be surprised if Victor Boniface is dropped on the final injury?
I would be surprised. I would be surprised. I heard you. You said, "Oh, you not pick you that." I mean, I personally think he's our second best striker. Period. Despite what anybody might think about his performances for the Super Eagles so far,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the second best striker we have. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be silly to drop our second best striker because maybe somebody thinks he's not the most concentrated or he's not the most he doesn't play that with the same intensity. Again, I always look at things like that. When we're saying you said, oh, he doesn't press the same way. Sometimes as fans, we watch players and we're saying, oh, why is this player not doing this? Why is this player not doing that? But you might not know that the player is playing to instruction. Maybe the coach has told him, okay, not to press high. Maybe the coach has told him to maintain a position. We don't know. So I think he's the second best striker we have. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, I'll always pick Victor Osimhen ahead of him because this is
Mm-hmm.
Victor Osimhen. But
Mm-hmm.
I want him there as a second option. If Osimhen is tired, if Osimhen is injured, if we need to bring somebody off the bench, it
Mm-hmm.
is going to be Victor Boniface. And people that call other strikers, sometimes when I talk, people will be arguing with me, and I'm just like, sadly, it's the nature of the beast when we're on social media. Everybody thinks they know.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of it is that I watch Nigerian players. I always say this humbly, but I watch Nigerian players far more closely than almost everybody else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody. I genuinely don't know anybody that watches as many Nigerian players as I do with the level of scrutiny and the number of games I watch. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, when I look at the other strikers, I looked at Victor Boniface. I'm still going to pick Victor Boniface any day of the week over the other strikers.
Mhm. Okay, so somebody, just talk about, I know that we did the podcast on Tuesday, but the Europa League happened on Thursday, and and we saw Cyril Dessers, and you said something about Cyril Dessers that if you don't watch him, you will only see the goal that he scored, the countless opportunities I should what missed. But under this new coach, Cyril Dessers looks like a newborn, like a completely newborn. Like everything seems to change for Suarez as that is new coach. The assist he gave for that second goal, and even the marginal outside you see, it have been active for him against Fenerbahce. Do you think this guy can have a shout like a top striker?
As a top striker, no. Is
Third
it?
striker,
Oh,
third,
third striker.
yeah.
I mean, he has a chance. He has a chance. The reality of it is, Desas is a better all-round player than Tolu Arukudare.
Mm-hmm.
He's a better all-round striker than who else is there?
Well, not sure.
Than Paul Onuachu. He is a better
What about
all-round.
Kumar?
Yeah, he's a better all-round striker than Sadiq as well. So he definitely has a chance. It just depends on what the coach is looking for. You know, for me, if we are picking only three strikers, I said this on the podcast on Tuesday as well. If I'm picking three strikers, I like my third option to be more of a big man.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me naturally. I want somebody that is just physical, has the height, has the strength, can hold up the play, can knock balls down as a third option.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be the reason why I wouldn't pick him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he has a shout based on his performances, based on his skill level, based on what he can potentially offer. I think he has a shout. If one of Osime or Boniface is missing for me, then
Mm-hmm.
I would for sure. Desas will be the next person I pick.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to like the midfield. I know that you have made comments. People have taught you about you are the hater of this person and this person. They have made different things. It's about the player called Christian Tosuche.
Mm,
You made comments. You said this thing is not ripe yet, but he crawled his way to the professional list.
mm.
And people say that he actually was there on merit. Now he's now to the final 25 or 23. I don't think you picked him in your final 25.
No, I didn't pick him. I didn't
Yeah,
pick him.
you didn't pick him.
My thing with him is I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
I think he's a quality potential, very, very good player.
Mm-hmm.
I personally just don't think there is any evidence to show that he deserves a midfield spot. Now, does he deserve to be on the provisional list? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When you're calling 39 people, you have to call Uche.
Mm-hmm.
Or 39, you have to call Uche. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against that at all. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, going into the final list, if we're picking midfielders,
Mm-hmm.
I do not see how I'm going to pick him ahead of Onyedika, ahead of
Mm-hmm.
Onyeka, ahead of Iwobi, ahead of Fisayo, ahead of Ndidi.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see how ahead of Aribo. Like I just don't see how anybody
Yeah. Which
can justify it. Maybe
okay.
a coach, maybe a professional coach that can do all the analysis and show me his strengths, his weaknesses, compared to the style of play, might be able to convince me.
Mm-hmm.
But until that coach takes the time to explain it from just what people are saying, and this is another thing that I see when it comes to Nigerian fans. a lot of people do not actually watch him play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People just see the name on social media and see the stats and say, "Wow!" A lot of people don't actually watch him play, and I do watch him play. I've watched over like 10 of his games this season at least, and for me, I don't see how he justifies a midfield spot. That's my
Mm-hmm.
own thing. I like the guy. I chat with him every once in a while. He's a humble guy, young player, hungry for success. I just don't see how it justifies a midfield spot right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Okay. If you have to pick between Uche, Alassane Yusuf, and Papa Daniels, who will you pick?
If those are the three options, I'll pick Uche. If it, if it's between those three, I'll pick Uche. Reason
So.
being, the reason being, with all due respect to Papa Daniel, to me, he's not even in the conversation. It will be between Uche and Alassane Yusuf. And
Mm-hmm.
Alassane Yusuf, the role, the style that he's coming to give, we have it at plenty, and we
Mm-hmm.
have that are better than him.
Yeah.
Uche will bring in a different style. So
Mm-hmm.
if it's between those three, Uche would always win.
Yeah. Before we move on to defense line, I want to ask you a question about Alassane Yusuf. Do you think that you watch him very well? You monitor him in Antwerp. You know, you've covered him for a long time when he was with the UK and and this other guy there, then Kenna. But I want to ask you this question: do you think his level dropped since he joined the MLS? I know your answer to this.
Hmm.
That you think I
No,
don't like the MLS.
I watch the MLS. I watch him. I watched his last match. See, the thing is, I cannot say his level dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Just I cannot say it's based on performances, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, I like to be realistic. I know that the MLS is not the same level as Belgium.
Belgium, yes.
The MLS is a lower level.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of his performances have actually gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, he's playing against weaker opposition. So it's hard for you to properly analyze that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I wouldn't just come out and say his level dropped, but
Mm-hmm.
I would admit that yeah, he's not playing. The strength of the players he's facing now is
Yeah.
not as
What about
much.
for Super Eagles since the AFCON? His level has dropped for Super Eagles.
I mean, even at the AFCON, it wasn't great, if we're being honest. That his first game, it was running around, it was doing everything. We all got excited. And I mean, unfortunately, I think he got injured in that first game.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got injured.
And then when he came back, it wasn't great. Since then, he hasn't been great. So again, I'm not going to say his level has dropped. I don't think he has even done anything too exciting. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why he's an easy, and the fact that he's now playing the MLS doesn't really help.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's the reason why for me it's easy for somebody to drop Yusuf.
Yeah. So let me just move quickly to the defense. Okay, before I go to the defense line, I said something about Adel Amroshi, the coach of Rwanda. The way he
Hmm.
set up his team and everything. People are saying that we have midfielder that can shoot like Ziyech from that position. So somebody said that Onyedika can score from that from that position, like a powerful shot from that, like just
Hmm.
slightly more than the half feet. Who among the players who are selected now, you know them very well, that can score long range, not from outside the box, so just from midfield small, long range. Who do you think packs that bullet of shots? Like,
Look, if we're going more than 25 yards, then I don't think there's anybody that is taking the chance. And see, this is the thing: if somebody should shoot now, the ball enters sky. You will go come and insult the player that, hey, why are you shooting from there? What do you think? So I don't think there's anybody. Once it's more than 25 yards, 30
hmm
yards maximum, that's the range of our players. Onyedika does not. Like, I don't know what the person is watching.
Taiwo Mane, yeah.
Onyedika does not shoot from distance like that. If
Uh-huh.
Onyedika is shooting, is just
Take
close
the
to the
box.
10-yard box, very
Uh-huh.
close to the 10-yard box. It's not shooting from distance. It will pass the ball. Iwobi
You
can
go to
shoot.
level shoot.
Same thing is going to be in and around the 18-yard box before Iwobi will try it. I
Uh-huh.
don't think there's anybody that will be that audacious to
Well, I
try.
think it used to be like that, but I don't know why everything just it doesn't
I
play
mean,
shot.
styles have changed. When you play under certain coaches, you become more defensive.
Uh-huh.
Because at the end of the day, see, football, this thing is it's all about confidence.
Mhm.
And I mean, the confidence will be garnered based on the fact that maybe it's something that you've practiced and you've done in training over and over and over again, and
Mhm.
you've been banging it in training. So you yourself know, say, I can try it.
Mhm.
Because it's one thing for you to just shoot for shooting's sake. It's
Mhm.
another thing for you to shoot and actually believe that
Mhm.
you can score the goal. Like you are like, yeah, let me try this thing. I can hit it. I
Mhm.
don't think there's anybody that has that level of confidence to genuinely believe that from 40 yards they will
Yeah.
take a shot and it will go top bins.
Okay. Who is the best goal threat in the midfield?
Best goal threat in the midfield. I think
Yes.
it has to be Fisayo.
Hmm.
I think it has to be Fisayo. Fisayo has those attacking instincts, can get goals, can create.
Danny Wobby.
Yeah, goal threats. Iwobi is probably more of a creator than he is,
Danny.
but
Yeah.
as far as who is going to score a goal, Iwobi doesn't score that many goals.
Mm-hmm.
And if he scores, it's probably inside the box, not really
Yes.
hanging around. So
Yeah.
I would say Sayo is the biggest goal threat. As far as his fitness level and how ready he'll be,
Uh-huh.
that one is yet to be seen.
See.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah. Who, who,
maybe
who is the least goal threat in that
what is
midfield?
it
Who is the least goal threat?
in the midfield?
Uh, you think
I
that
mean,
the chance of scoring? If you want to put odd there, maybe it's odd is 200/1.
it depends. Are we talking from the whole provisional list or who?
The
Which?
provisional list, yes. No, in the midfield, not provisional list in that midfield, yeah.
Let me just look at the names again. So the least likely to score.
Yes.
I mean, it's probably Yusuf. But
I think Papa Daniel will can
yeah,
still try
Papa
some
Daniel can
shots.
still try a shot or something.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
Yusuf. Yusuf will almost never shoot. Then after Yusuf is maybe Dennis.
Yeah,
Dennis too is not really
yeah.
giving you. I don't think he has scored in his career. I might be wrong. You know,
I think I scored in academy. I don't think I scored.
even me, I've scored in academy.
Yeah,
You know,
for me, it's between Dennis and Alazar Yusuf.
yeah.
So us move on to midfield. I made one thing, and a lot of people came after me. I know that you're a very big fan of Bruno Image. He's
Mm.
your very good friend. You have interviewed him, you have discussed with him. You have conversations, you have this relationship with him. I said that I'm not a big fan. I'm not. I would say it. I'm not a big fan of Bruno Image, and the reason why is just that his positioning. I don't really like it. I just think that Zaidu might not be as skillful as Bruno, but it's like a nuisance when it comes to this African football. He can
Nuisance.
run, no, like it's to defense. You remember the winning goal he created against Liberia? No, against Sierra Leone when we won 3-2 in Liberia. We were 2-0 up. The equalizer 2-2. He will just run ragged, he gives us this extra option up front. A lot of people say that what have I say? I don't see that one in Bruno. I see
Mm.
Bruno to cross the ball, but sometimes when you cross the ball, you go in the box and not heading the ball to the net. So this conversation about Bruno that is not getting playing time and they don't getting playing time, for their new clubs. If you are Eric Sekuchel, would you that one give you any headache or you're fine?
No, I think I'm more me again. I have more confidence in Bruno than Zedu, especially at this moment with Zedu coming back from injury, trying
Mm-hmm.
to get to the team. Bruno's situation is a bit peculiar. He just joined a new team in the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm.
They've had somebody that has been there, that has been playing. When
Mm-hmm.
he has played, he has done well.
Mm-hmm.
His debut, I remember after the debut, immediately one Greek journalist wrote to
Mm-hmm.
me saying, "Wow, your boy did really well today." They were excited. The next game that he was able to start, he got an assist for
Mm-hmm.
match-winning goal.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gradually adapting to life
Is it
in
the
Greece.
same left back?
Yeah, it's left back that is playing.
Okay.
And for me, I like Zedu. If I mean those that know, if you look back to my 2019 days, I was one of the first people to start talking about Zedu Sanusi online.
Mm-mm.
One
When
of
it
the
was
first.
in the other club, what's it called?
Yeah, I forgot the name of the club. That's a small club that he was in Portugal before they elevated him a little bit. I
Yeah.
was one of the first people to start talking about him. When I was talking about him, people did not have a clue who he was, at
Mm-hmm.
that time. And so I've been a fan of his. But the reality of it is that I've seen somebody that I'm like, no, I think this person can offer me more. You know, Defensively, yes, UD Santa Clara, thank you, Anieri. Defensively, he would give me more.
Mm-hmm.
Offensively, he would give me more.
Mm-hmm.
Zedu has more energy, no doubt about that. Zedu can run faster, no
Mm-hmm.
doubt about that. But Zedu is also more clumsy. Zedu is also less tactically aware.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I prefer Bruno, and I think that with the system that he's now playing in under the coach in Olympiacos, I think
Mm-hmm.
his game is even going to be refined better. I
Mm-hmm.
think he's going to be even smarter now. He's learning. He's a hungry player. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I would go with Bruno. If Zedu does well, Zedu does well. But I think there are two defenders that are on about the same level,
Mm-hmm.
but just that the awareness, the final decision making of Bruno, I just think is better than Zedu.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people say that against Africa during the AFCON, we missed this Zanzi. That was the reason why we struggled. Well, I now remain. I don't know. That
The
was
reality of it is that when something goes bad,
yeah.
people
We
would always try to pick or and see what went wrong. You
yeah.
know, it's the same way when people criticize Jose Pesero, like, oh, why would you get to the final and you'll be playing defensively? The man
Mhm.
played the same tactic that got him to that stage.
That's the yes,
Unfortunately, at that stage, it did not work. All
yes.
of a sudden, people start saying, "Hey, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?" In fact, it was working,
Mm-hmm.
until Ola Aina decided to let Adingwa cook him. So it's just reality. When something goes wrong, hindsight is 2020 now.
Yeah,
It's easy to look back and say, you should have done this instead, you should have done that instead. But
yeah,
it's football. I'm not going to say he's the reason why we did not beat South Africa or anything like that.
yeah. So and that, we discussed about William Trust Ekong, about his ordeal with Jose Pacero, before he was
Mm.
called back. If Ekong is not playing again under under this man, do you foresee any fight again? Like play me, or I have baby, in London, so I want to go to family issue and things like that. It wasn't playing under Jose, under
But
what's it called, under
yeah,
Jose Pacero.
Pesero initially. I
Initially, yeah.
mean, I think Ekong is probably at this phase in his life where he'll live with whatever the coach does.
Mm-hmm.
If the coach decides to not use him, he just built a nice house.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Saudi. He hardly gets to see his family.
Mm-hmm.
If the coach doesn't want to be using him, Mekong could just say, I beg, allow me go to London and spend time with my
Mm-hmm.
people. I beg. I don't think he'll be crazy about it anymore. He
Yeah.
has tried, he has done well, he has played Olympics, he has played World Cup. He has not won AFCON, but he's MON, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. For me too. I think we'll be fine if there's no this thing. So in that defensive line again, who do you think when they are going forward for a corner kick is our best threat to scoring goals? Is it the new Kevin Bassey? Is it Kevin Bassey that is our best threat to scoring?
Ekong is still the best threat when we're going forward. Ekong is still the best threat. I think Calvin, let's not get carried away by the fact that he has scored 2 goals this season. It is still not a part of his game. It's still not, there's again, don't get me wrong, it's not like Ekong is scoring every other week,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just Ekong is still the one that how when it's time for corner kick, the
Mm-hmm.
camera will just focus on one person.
Mm-hmm.
Ekong is that person that the camera will focus on. Ekong and Ajayi are probably bigger threats in the air than
Mm-hmm.
Calvin Bassey. Calvin
Mm-hmm.
Bassey will score a goal if you don't mark him well.
Mm-hmm.
If you go and put one tiny player on him, he will bully because Bassey
Mm-hmm.
is a big guy. He will bully the player. But
Against Onana.
you but for me, if we're talking about who can actually run, give us a nice header,
Yeah,
is I'm talking about William Trustekong and maybe
yeah,
Shemi Ajayi after.
yeah, yeah. So Shemia is not in this team, so that's why I'm not talking about.
Okay, right. Shemi Ajayi is not in the team. That's true. Yeah.
Guys, talking about is my opinion about Zedu. It's not about I'm just saying that I prefer, because I can see a lot of people say he says Bruno and Bola say this comes clumsy. Before you know, well, I will not say anything, but I give Excel what he wants to do. He wants to do for me. Zedu is not fully fit, so I don't think he's ready yet. But he just needs to be able to to get himself full. So that's the list for me. I just hope that he gets it right. And I think that the game is going to be 4 p.m. 4 p.m. UK time.
Mm.
It's going to be 5 p.m. Nigerian time. I think they'll be doing watch along. I don't know.
Yeah, by the grace of God, I'll give more info closer to that time. But we should do a watch along for it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So and 4 p.m. I think you know I hope that we can actually just do and perform well. So I know that you've been working on like some interviews and everything. Guys, if you want to join, don't be scared of IoT. Join the stream.
Don't be scared about it.
Yeah, so join the stream and actually come and hear your opinion too. Before because if
Let
we
me
yeah
before we go, let me just do quick plug. If you haven't watched Our new podcast, Rashida Ajibade, Rush for Christ.
Ah, no. So they don't posted it.
Everybody posted it. Daily Mail has posted it. Punch, all the Nigerians were Punch, Complete
As
Sports,
the free, as the
Pulse.
free too is commented there. Maybe you should be doing all those commenting there.
You know, that podcast has been in the works for a while now. I love
Mm-mm.
working with Rashidat. I love working with her.
Is it
Respect.
live? Was it live?
What is it?
Was it live? Like live
Yeah,
direct?
it was live. Yeah, it's a live
It was live. It
podcast.
was not as if we were recorded or you want to play it live. No.
It was a live podcast.
Mm-mm.
We worked hard on it, man. We've spoken to so many people. We have more footballers lined up, agents, coaches, lawyers, people lined up to talk on the podcast. The one factor that is consistent is that all the people that we're talking to are successful and
Mm-hmm.
are strong in their faith.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Ashirat is
Are you bringing Rashida? No, Oshuala. I'm waiting for Super Z. Come on.
I mean, Oshoala is not a Christian now, so
Oh
it's not
yes, thank
because
you.
the one of these things like they're all Christians and
Yeah,
they're successful people. But
yeah,
it's even if you're not a Christian, there's a lot that you can learn.
yeah.
But the major theme of the podcast is
I don't
faith.
please put the camera on. No.
Well,
Uh-huh.
if you haven't watched it, please check it out, man. Rash for Christ podcast on all
Yeah,
platforms, as well as Ajibade on
yes,
YouTube. We've
yes.
worked hard on this thing. I'm proud of the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
So please, guys, if you watch it, you're indirectly supporting me as well as supporting her
Mm-hmm.
because I know the work I've put in on that podcast as well. Yeah.
Yes. It's a friendly area. It's a deep info. It is a good if that but can contribute massively to national team. So somebody just says a comment before you go to that post. I just some questions to say. Aribo played very well against Brazil in a friendly. He had deep in form, but he's still a very good midfielder. I can contribute massively to national team. But somebody
Mm.
said that Fire was said that this guy is not a good football fan. They say he knows about football. Do you think that his comments here, IoT, is out of place?
Like talking about Aribo.
Yeah, talking about Aribo that is a good player and can contribute massively to our national team currently.
No, I think Aribo is a good player. Unfortunately, I always use Aribo as when I'm giving explanations to people that certain people can start well and tailor off, certain people can start bad and hit strides running in the future. So we should not cast anybody away so quickly. With that being said, I think Joe Aribo is a good footballer.
Mm-hmm,
Obviously, when he left Rangers and moved to England, higher level. He didn't quite hit the same level. It showed also in his performances for Nigeria. Wasn't quite at the same level of like his first two games, but he still has the quality. Remember that when we initially started speaking about Eric Shell and the way he likes to play, we
mm-hmm,
pinpointed Aribo as a midfielder that has the potential to thrive because
mm-hmm,
he can play with he can play facing his own goal. He can
mm-hmm.
get the ball, turn, drive the ball forward. So I think if the coach utilizes him properly, he can become a reborn player in the Super Eagles. I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Edotu, thank you for joining. Thank you for your time to actually join. Yeah, your comments. Quickly. I don't know
Thank
if you
you.
want to thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Uh, I think, let me just say this. Some people should learn how to comment. Firewall should be respectful in his comments. If you disagree, when he was the first one that said Aribo and Sai should be playing for Super Eagles, and the guy said, "Oh, I disagree with your comment." So you should not be saying some people don't know football. I don't know when he started watching football that is not condemning another person. People should be guided their comments. Please be respectful. Firewall. That's that. You know my position on when it comes to what Ipeba said about this quality of players. You know, I'm a fan of old school football because that way they play competitive football,
Mm-hmm,
committed football,
mm-hmm,
and raw, organic football. So
mm-hmm,
football of nowadays, IoT, I'm sorry, football of this generation to me is just like is what do you call it, PlayStation. So I'm not a fan of this modern football. Sometimes I don't I just like not to watch some matches because what the player don't interest me. Too much technology in football has actually killed the beautiful game of football. Too much technology. So that's that. Let me just say this. If you remember, like in 2006,
mm-hmm,
Sheyola Vijana was invited to national team, but he went to camp and told the coach that please, I can't be able to make it because I have slight injury.
mm-hmm,
And he was replaced by another person.
mm-hmm,
When will our players have that integrity? have that love for national team and say, oh, I don't think I should be in this team. Coach, why don't you just excuse me? So on Tuesday, on a good striker on Nigeria Football Podcast, when you said something about Awoniyi, and I see also corroborated it. So people were saying, I cannot do that. See, we have seen players that have done that they excuse themselves from the national team, either through deep in form or injuries. My problem with this is this guy is our highest goal scorer so far at the World Cup. And he has done well for himself. Why is it that Nigerians don't like to resign honorably? When Mikel bowed out, Mikel was still balling. When some players bowed out of the national team, they were still doing well. Why do people want to? Why see? Like what I'm saying, Nigeria, Yoruba, it's not a delay. This is not your family national team. It is Nigeria. Why are you occupying the space of other young players? Why? You have done well, but in and outside of football, bro, take that glory to your grave. Take the glory to your grave. Take respect to your grave. If it comes now and cause us to miss the World Cup, nothing, there's nothing the guy can do. Then I just forgive him. He's going to ask Yak, done his good job. Just that single miss at the World Cup. Look at what happened to Yak. Sani Keita, look at what happened to him. That indiscipline that he did against Greece, look at what happened to him. I am appealing to the legendary Ahmed Musa to please do the needful and say, oh, please, I think I have done my bit for the national team. Let me just rest. I asked a question 2 days ago. I was asking my friend, when Musa was scoring in the league, when for Camp Plus was scoring, that was towards the CHAN qualifiers. Why was he not invited to the CHAN team?
No, you have to have a full contract in the league before you get invited. You didn't have a full contract.
But now he has a full contract, Abby.
No, not yet.
Oh, he still doesn't.
Doesn't have a full contract.
See,
So
Which is what? Sorry, I was gonna say, which is what me. I think maybe, again, allegedly, me. I think maybe the goal is for him to play with Nigeria so that he can potentially go back to Europe. That's what I'm thinking.
I think God bless you. He wants he be Super Eagles. Will not be saying it that this is the pinnacle of our football. We should treat that Super Eagles sacred. We should not be using our national Super Eagles to do anyhow. I'm appealing to Musa to please take a bow now. He should just come as a man and say, please, I've done my bit. I've served Nigeria meticulously to the best of my ability. Please, I think it's time for me to give the younger generations a chance. Be like Mikel Obi. We are still talking about Mikel today. Mikel was balling when he bowed out. You should please do that.
Yeah, so I also that is just a summary of Nigerians' problem. If they don't you don't quit easily. But that's why you see somebody being in the Senate there for so many years, died there. It does not died there. They say something that don't die. I don't know that it has been there for like 25 years or so. Nigeria don't give people opportunities. Let me tell you something. We have special breed people. We don't care. I know of a player that fought with everybody here. He fought with your that he was playing in Bahrain there. He wanted to play for Super Eagles. Remember him? I don't want to mention his name.
Yes, now I was on live with him, and I told him that I put one. Remember, I was on live when somebody celebrated their win after winning. I said, I didn't want you to go.
Yeah, that live self, they just gave me the information. That's why I go and join with the fake account because somebody in that live don't block me. Because I asked him that he passed a useless pass to Balogun in the AFCON, so he blocked me since then. I don't know. He's using left foot. But let me just say, so I'll just say it. That is our issue. And the guy you are talking about that did not say he was playing Bahrain, If we see Super Eagles there, I'll be criticizing them. Say this thing. The last, if you are good enough, why are you still playing Bahrain? Why are you playing in Afghanistan? Why are you playing I don't know where the league is was playing last. So the issue is that those that are there that are doing well, let's give them their flowers because they deserve that's it. Because when he was also playing too, we sent people away. We sent Fegogude away.
Yes.
Yes, he was playing. We sent Fegogude away, but now
We
it's
sent
turned
him, he was very capable. We sent him away.
yes, it's turned by turn again. And I want to say it's as some players too. I know that age is on their side though. They should see this next AFCON as their last AFCON. I don't
Exactly.
want total overhaul though. I think you cover a lot of Nigerian players. I don't know that you don't cover youth players in Europe that are moving to Europe. You don't really cover them, but maybe you're going to beam your searchlight, know them later. Before you know it, anytime there's a new transfer window or new season starts, a Nigerian player will pop up.
Yes.
Is he, am I right?
No, it's true.
This Uche Kristatos, did we know that last year? If one player pop up, a player will just pop up somewhere. Which player? Okay, you can do one boy called Rafiu Duro Simi.
Yes.
Rafiu Duro Simi. You just pop up, pop up, pop up. You won't know where they come from. So this
Anthony
guy,
Dennis.
yes, these guys too deserve what the opportunity if they can maintain this high level world football and they have just so it's not busting to the scene like Michael Richards. They just burst into the scene and stay in the scene. That is it. So it might take. So I just think that some players in this national team to see this AFCON and follow Ekong the way Ekong is doing. Ekong is saying this is my biggest last AFCON. So some players in that midfield too should go. I don't think. I think I don't know. Maybe I don't know because if you say a 27-year-old to go and tire now, you just say 27 is still playing now. He's still young now. But I just 27 years old. Uh, somebody else that was saying on Instagram Live that I can born a 20-year-old, a 21-year-old. Is it? Nobody will say she's even professional to say your coach is I can born this one now on Instagram. So it's not. Let's just forget about this age thing and let. So IoT, two Nigerian players moved to Antwerp from our academy and they started playing directly from for Antwerp nationality. Then the first team. Did you monitor them? Did you know anything about them? The two Nigerian players in Antwerp.
No, I've not really been. I thing is, I don't. Smith, like when it comes to people that are in Nigeria,
Uh,
you always have better knowledge of them
uh,
than myself. Me, I usually start tracking you when you've
yours.
made your way into Europe, and when you started to show one or two things, I might start paying more and more attention. So I can't really
Are
say
you
much.
surprised to see them play for Antwerp?
Mm, kind of, yes, but not too surprised
Mm-hmm.
because Antwerp is one of those teams that if you do well in training, if you do well for the youth team, they
Mm-hmm.
do tend to give you a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Like Victor Udo, who just joined Southampton. It
Mm-hmm.
was the same thing. He joined Antwerp's youth team. He did well there a couple times. They gave him one or two bench appearances in the first team. He will
Mm-hmm.
go back and play for the youth team again. If somebody is missing, injured, suspended, whatever, they will bring him back into the first team and put him on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't familiar. I didn't know who they are. That's the Achichi guy and the Gabriel Jesus. I what's his
Mm-hmm.
name?
Yeah,
You
yeah. Right, Jesus, yeah. Yes.
so for me, I still really don't know them. I'm finding out about them like the rest of the world. But
Yeah.
obviously, now that I know who they are, I'm going to start just monitoring them a little bit more. Even this our boy that just went to Club Brugge is playing for their second team now. He
Yeah.
played a game today, had a good game today. Still
Uh-huh.
hasn't made the first team yet, but maybe if
I
somebody
think
gets
they
injured.
bought that one for next season.
Yeah, but but it's the same thing. If maybe one player gets injured or
You
one
just
player is missing, they might just say, "Okay, come and sit on the bench and
yeah,
see what happens."
yeah,
Excuse me, but I have to watch these guys a bit
yeah,
more before I
yeah.
can even say anything about them. Really,
So before I go to the advert here, so are you sure I can see you join you? What can you say about Rafiu Durosimi? I know that you are a very big fan of him. You've covered him. You were disappointed that the move did not materialize to Germany and everything there. What can you say about him?
Good player, good player. Has his feet grounded, working hard. He was devastated, of course, when he got injured and he failed medicals and he couldn't make a big transfer. But you know what they say, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And the important thing is you control what you can control.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't really control the injury aspect. It happened. Oh
Mm-hmm.
well, move on. But he's back in the fold, and now he's the talk of the town. He's the talk of Czech Republic. He's banging in goals. He's in serious form. He looks
Mm-hmm.
like a proper football player. He
Mm-hmm.
scored in the Europa League,
Mm-hmm.
and when things are just going for you, they are going for you. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm really hoping that I can continue like this. He might not maybe get as big a move as I think it was Frankfurt that wanted him before.
Stuttgart, no, Frankfurt,
Was
Frankfurt.
it Frankfurt or Stuttgart? One of the two.
Yeah.
But because maybe when you get injured and you're out for a long time, people might be a little bit skeptical because
Mm-hmm.
they say, okay, let's see a little bit more of how you perform. Let's see a little bit more if you can stay fit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if he can keep scoring like this, in summer somebody will come for him again,
Yeah.
and he might be able to get that chance. I
Yeah.
would I would advise that if he wants to join another team, he should try to join a team that is in Europe, even if it's in Conference League. Just try to join a team that is playing in Europe, just so that
Yeah.
the visibility stays there, because the reality of it is that people don't watch the Czech league. If you're not me, if you're not maybe Smith, like you're not really watching the
Oh,
Czech.
hold on. Uche, can you on your light? Or you don't have light?
No, no lights, no light.
No, it's
It's
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, is it better now?
Okay, it's better now. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
No, so yeah, because I mean, if it's only if you are really paying attention, there's not that many people that pay attention to the Czech league. Even
Yeah.
I, as much as I watch, it's only sometimes whenever I watch the Czech league, is usually maybe if I wake up in the morning now, because here, I'm in Canada, time difference. So sometimes if I wake up at like 6, 7 a.m., maybe one Czech team is just playing. I'll just okay, while I'm getting ready for the day, I'll just put the game on TV and I'll start watching. I'm not really focused on it like that. So for the average fan, they are not going to go and watch Victoria present against Sigma Olomouc. So he needs to join a team that is playing in Europe.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can keep growing.
Yeah.
But
I see, but Nigerians follow all these leagues. So the only followers of sport bet Niger.
no, but that's the thing. For me, that's another thing that whenever I talk, sometimes people say, "Oh, like I like to talk down on people's knowledge," and it's not that. But I always look at it that there's a big difference between somebody that maybe goes on any of these live score apps and sees Igor Ogbu and says, "Ah, wow, Igor Ogbu is doing very well," versus somebody that has actually watched him play.
But yes,
Because a lot of the time when these people that talk, when you ask them, okay, like, oh yeah, describe his style of play, like what are the qualities that he has, then they go quiet because they've never actually watched a match. All they do is they go on flash score. He was rated 7.0. That means he must be a very good player. I don't actually watch the game. This guy that was in the comments earlier, Smith, you put the thing on the screen, and I said the one that said, I said what I said. This guy, Aribo, is not a good player. That
Mhm.
same guy now, I challenge him, if he's still watching us, send a request. The link is there. Come online, come and let us hear the reasons why you are saying this guy is a bad player. Explain to us. The person probably can't, but he's going to fight you in the comments all day that the person is bad.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So before I go to Uchi, there's an interview coming up, and if you have not watched Anayo Wala, I can tell you the 1 hour or so you're gonna
that's the
spend
best one
watching.
so far this season.
Yeah, that's the best. If you have not watched Anayo Wala's interview on Eagle Striker, the Home of Nigeria podcast, you never see anything. I can tell you, say, I've watched the interview from beginning to the end twice.
Mm.
I've just put that one on my AirPod, when I the gym I the watch them, because there's one part there, that data stars part, because of how much
yes.
I really I know what is I know the politics around that place very well, and how it moved to Enyimba. I like Nigerian football. So for me, guys, if you really like the local league, you like the way things run in the local league, and you want to see money and football, watch that this thing. For me, it's the best. Baba, reshare it. Bring the clips out again. People should go and actually watch out. And the guy that went to Egypt too, that was a very big story. A very actual big story. That's a football is suffer. I was like, I want to play football. I want to play football. Nobody will tell me, they say, I want to play football. and buy boots. You say you buy boots, and you do think it's only boots? You must be mentally strong. Ready to go to Sudan, go to Egypt. No, keeper I went to Sudan. It's back home. I don't know. I mean, you see, our keeper.
Yes, now.
It can't withstand the heat. It's just bad. So, IoT, there's an interview coming up. So, can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, my next interview is premiering tomorrow, 3 a.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Nigerian time. I think that's
8
8
a.m.
a.m.
UK time.
UK time. Is with Lekki James.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not
Okay.
familiar with Lekki
Look at
James,
James. I know
striker,
I know the
yeah,
guy.
started in Nigeria, made his way to Europe, played under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in Molde.
Mm-hmm.
He was signed to replace Erling Haaland in Molde.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was trying to replace Erling Haaland in Molde. After that, he went to China to make some money. Went to Saudi Arabia, then came back to Europe in Turkey. Played with Larry Kayode and um, was it Azubuike?
Azubuike.
And played with Azubuike in Sivasspor. Unfortunately, he suffered a serious injury. He has not played football now since 2023.
Yes.
But he's still rehabbing. He's trying to come back. And we spoke about his whole football journey. Spoke about the ups, the downs. We spoke about the injury. We spoke about the money that he has made. Sometimes I always say I don't know if I have jazz in my mouth, but whenever I start talking to these Nigerian players, they'll just be telling me things that they normally don't say. We also spoke about his family. Unfortunately, he lost all his siblings to
Mm-mm.
sickle cell anemia.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Yeah. So now he's starting a foundation to like try to tackle sickle cell. You can
Mm-mm.
imagine losing all your siblings to one disease. It's crazy,
Mm-mm.
you know.
Mm-mm.
But he has been through a lot in football and in his personal life, and we spoke about everything on the
Mm-mm.
interview. It's going to be an exciting one and also fairly emotional and touching interview as well.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
So, before I play the trailer, there's a big one too coming. The big Super Eagles, the defender. What's
Leon,
going on?
Leon Balogun.
Yeah.
See, I was talking to Leon today. It's like I texted you that I
Yeah.
was talking to Leon today. We have still not recorded the interview because whenever we want to record it, something because we're planning, okay, let's wait for Super Eagles call up list and then maybe we'll talk after the list is out. But obviously, they released the list. Leon is not on the list. Everything we were talking about. Even today, I was talking to him about the whole Karaga AFCON thing. We spoke about so many different things. Leon is such a nice guy, man. Like gradually, I won't say we're friends yet, but we've been communicating a lot recently. And we're still for sure going to record the interview. It's just a matter of when exactly we're going to record it. But I can promise you that when that interview drops,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be better than the Walla one. Because
Hmm.
every time something happens, we discuss it, and then we're just like, don't worry, on the podcast, we'll dive deeper into this particular
Mm-mm.
topic, and Leon, Leon now, he's an open guy. He will
Mm-hmm.
tell
Very,
you what's on his
very
mind.
outspoken.
Yeah, he will tell you what's on his mind. He does not care what anybody has to say, because yeah, there's a lot that every time I have a conversation with him, I just write something else down. That, okay, we touch this topic, we touch that topic.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a great one. I cannot give you a specific date yet, but when it's coming out, I will of course inform people, and it's going to be exciting.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me just quickly play the trailer of Nicky James.
Yeah.
And let me just play the trailer quickly.
For playing football, it's a different feeling again. When that feeling that your dreams have finally come true. I called my parents and I asked my mom, I said, or should I just leave this contract and just come and continue school? I think my salary was take 20,000 or something.
What team did you support growing up?
Manchester United.
Manchester United. Why did you go to China?
It was a big debate that period. When we think back, how long this career is, it's a short career, it's not a long one.
Why did you come back to Moda? Was there something else that made you join that club?
It was so short I was there. Great guy. Like a great guy. He said he wants me. They've already sold Erling Haaland. I was to come there and replace him. My move to Turkey was, I don't want to use the word bad, but I will give a little blame to the medical team, to be honest. I'm planning to come back. I've been rehabilitated. I'm not done yet. Hopefully soon I'll be back on the pitch again.
That's this trailer looks very good, and it looks very good. It even makes me want to, because the key area he talks about, that actually was very important. Did you ask me about Super Eagles?
Just a little bit, not too much talk about Super Eagles.
Yeah, because Omero, did you ask me about Kenneth Omero? Because he was talking much about Kenneth. Sorry, Omero was saying much about how good this guy is, that he should bring it to the national team. Omero, I think he's a very good friend of Kenneth Omero also. I think.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about Kenneth.
Yeah.
You know.
So
Because
like,
even another thing was when we were recording, his wife was calling him, so we even had to cut it short and he wanted to go and pick his wife up from somewhere. But it was an exciting conversation, He's a well spoken man, has his bachelor's degree, got it while he was playing football. Yeah,
Yes.
he knows what he wants to do when he's done playing. He's planned for the future. He's doing his foundation. Like I said, he wants to do whatever he can to fight sickle cell. And yeah, just a fantastic guy to talk to. It was a very enjoyable one. And I've told himself that when he's in the future, when he's doing business, he should contact me. Let me to part of the business.
But this actually was fantastic. Let me just hear from Uche before we actually wrap it up. Uche, thank you for actually for joining. So your contribution quickly before we actually call it today. You've been very
okay. Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, we can hear you, Uche.
Okay, so before I just lay down my own 2 cents, I wanted to ask a question. In regards to the list, is it going to be trimmed down to 23 or 25?
I think we're hearing 25 for 23, but for me, I think it's going to be 23 and like 3 standby.
Oh, 3 standby. Okay. So in regards to the selection of the team, I hear people, especially when they are drafting a formation, in regards, because of his famous style 4-3-1-2, right? I get to see people putting Lookman as the 10 and was in Boniface and Osimhen. It's more like I think sometimes Nigerians forget like there needs to be, what do you call it, balance in the team based on what they are playing in their current team in Europe.
Yeah.
You can't put Lookman as the midfielder behind the 2 strikers when you know that he actually plays at the top. So I think most times, especially Nigerians, like to form as if like a lot of Nigerians are coaches, so they like to give their own idea or their 2 cents. And this evening, I think I've seen this pulse program in regards to what Ikeba mentioned, whether the difference between era, and they were just making a jest or a light of what he was saying. I was like, but in fact, what he said was the truth, because you can't compare. You could name over 11 players in the previous era that played for top teams, whether it be Ikeba that played for Monaco or Kanu Wonko, and most of these guys played for like Kanu played in Italy for Inter Milan. Played for Inter Milan. You had Taribo West in Inter Milan. So you had all these players at the height of their career playing for big teams. You can't even compare to this time. How many of our players right now are playing for the biggest teams in English team, or in Italy, or probably in France? Most of them are just an average team, and we are still calling them that they are better than the '94 set or even the set in 1998. So if you check the metrics or based on the stats, they are not even up to par with the previous sets. So, and what other thing did you guys discuss about?
No, we've covered. That's what just cover the list.
Okay. Sorry, can I say something?
Yeah.
Uche, if you want football opinions and you're not just looking for banter, don't be watching Pulse Sports. Whether you agree or disagree with them is a different concern entirely. But their shows are not for knowledge. Their shows are for banter, for viewership, for clicks. That's what I was. Yeah, it's not about let me come and actually have, because like when Smithai and I spoke about it on Tuesday, we were on 2 separate sites. But we're speaking
Understand it,
knowledge. We are talking about
Yes.
real things. It's not just saying buzzwords to just make somebody say, ooh, you know. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. So thank you, Ushe, for joining. I hope we'll see you again next week. Let me just bring one person in for like 2 minutes because last week I left. It wasn't able to actually to join. I'm just going to bring him on. Okay, I even stay. Don't just bring him on quickly. Very stuff. Mr. Kisley, thank you for joining our football encyclopedia.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So just we're already. You joined late. I don't know where you're calling from. Are you in Nigeria or America or Canada?
I'm not in Nigeria now, so I want to be one of the
Okay.
country. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So just a quick one from you. So we've already discussed, well, you joined late. We spent 2 hours already. I don't spend 1 hour 30 minutes. We spent 2 hours already. So just give us your take on what we've discussed, the list and Ikpeba talking about the generations before and now. These ones are not better. Yeah. Just discuss those ones. Just give us your take quickly so I can wrap it up.
Sorry, I'm just coming now, so I didn't know the topic you discussed. You say you discuss about Ibeba and what again?
No, we discuss about Ikpeba saying that the generation now they are not as good as his own generation.
Okay. I think all those things are relative because I remember the time of Maradona. Most people believe that Maradona was the best, better than even Messi than Cristiano Ronaldo. So every generation, we always, just like the people that witnessed Pele, I didn't witness Pele, but I witnessed Maradona. So we tell you that Pele was, everything. So with respect to what Ibeba is saying, it is
It's
truth, but not
relative.
absolute truth. It's not
Okay.
absolute truth. Maybe you are 50% truth, 50% untrue, depending on the angle
It's
you
coming
are
from.
looking at it. So I remember the Ibeba played in Scotland 89 under 17,
Yes.
and I think Nigeria lost to Saudi on
Just
penalty. Saudi later, that was where they discovered the Beba. Beba was in that team. Godwin Opara.
Kyle Dikeshiro.
Hello.
Kyle Dikeshiro.
Euro. So I think he was discovered
Bukola
Scotland 89 under 17. From there, he went to I think Monaco. From Monaco
No, he went to
on.
Leeds.
No,
Leeds.
Belgium.
Huh?
He went to
He went
Hello?
to
Belgium.
Leeds.
Yeah, he went
Leeds in
to
Belgium.
Belgium. Yeah, sorry.
Leeds
He
in
went to
Belgium.
Belgium. Yeah, I think he went to is it standard league?
Just
Standard
just
Leeds.
Leeds. Yeah, Leeds. Yeah.
RC league, not standard
House
league.
Leeds. Yeah, House Leeds. Yes.
RC league, from RC league then to Monaco, Dortmund.
Dortmund.
You know.
Yes.
Those days were the days that we didn't have professionals like that. Even I think the professional there were Stephen Keshi and Stephen Keshi, Von Den, Osaro Bubai for late Osaro Bubai
Let's also
for
go by 4.
Evan
Yasia.
Ikoku. Evan Ikoku.
Efan Ikoku was,
He was
yes,
born
Efan
abroad
Ikoku
now.
was playing for Norwich City there in the
He
Premier
was born
League.
abroad.
Yes, he was born abroad. So, but I'm talking of, so he was the only person, I think, that was born abroad. This other guy that played in Senegal, to Ruben
Ruben
Amola.
Agbola. Ruben Agbola.
So we are the people born abroad. We didn't have that situation, but relatively, in terms of performance, if I'm to judge by performance, I think the team qualified for the US 94 World Cup. They failed 1990, then qualified for US 94 World Cup, then qualified for France 98, and then 2001. So relatively, if you are looking at that, you can say they achieved, there was a success in terms of progression. Although the African countries then we are not, then the gap between the superpowers and African teams was wide then compared to now. Where those days, when Nigeria is playing Benin Republic, or you don't need a soothsayer to guess the outcome of the result. You know that Nigeria will beat Benin, Nigeria will beat Rwanda, Nigeria will beat Lesotho. But now the gap has closed so wide, so much now that these countries, to play them is not something you can say you will get that result. So this is part of the things. Those days, Ibeba was talking, the gap was wide between the other countries. And now, but now the gap has closed. The gap has closed. So, so this is the way I'm looking at it. So if Ibeba was to have been playing now, the same thing that is happening now to Osimhen, then happening to him because the gap. But those days, the gap was wide. So the only countries that you play in that is where you are playing maybe Cameroon, maybe Ghana, North Africa, Egypt, Algeria, Morocco, Cameroon. That's the people that you can, but now the gap has closed. So
you are right, Mr. Fadri, Mr. Kente, because
this is the way I'm looking at it. So maybe I cannot just say what is. That's why I say that what he's saying is 50% truth, 50% untrue, because it depends on the.
I think for me, let me just say my opinion about that. I think I enjoyed football more, in all honesty, than now. I don't want to put any bias there. I enjoyed football more then, because if you look at superstars that we had then really entertained us. Even some of the players are not even skillful. They excite us. For example, now I don't know if maybe you know a player called Devosuka.
Davosuka of Croatia.
Davosuka was in that Chile 87 under 21. In fact, they won that under 21 under the former Yugoslavia. I think Yugoslavia. They won Chile 87 under 21.
There's a guy from Turkey too. What was he? Azan Sars.
Super.
He did a bastard. You meet Davela, Ilya, like the two World Cup team. No, I'm just saying that. Yes, what I see now is slightly different from what we used to know. Because at the end of the day, for me, if I see a John Utaka taking on a left back, I know the success rate there is high. But you see, I know football has changed though, but this generation, very good guys, fantastic people, fantastic guys. But I just think that those one excite us more than this current generation. Because I remember if Nigeria want to be serious and win a game, we win a game then. But now, if you're even serious, we might not even win a game. So for me, I just think that the 90s gave birth to like a new style of football that really changed the thing. Look at the Brazilian team that played the final of the France 98. Very good team.
Yeah, that Brazilian team was a solid right from the Olympics. They were the best of that Atlanta 96 Olympics. Then they played that France 98 World Cup, the 2002 World Cup, they won it. And 2006, they also came to semi-final losing to France. So, and then US 94, they won the US 94 World Cup. So, It was a
It was a
solid.
very, very good solid this thing. So for me,
Yes.
I think it's relative. I agree with you, Mr. Casey. I think it's relative, but it's just that I tend to love what we actually was saw there. But I would have
Yes,
loved.
I enjoyed football then
Yeah,
because, but actually, also what has made it like that was that those days we didn't have all those DSTV
mhm,
and YouTube, and so football then was not monitored the way it is monitored now. You watch it in YouTube, you watch in DSTV, you watch in
yeah,
Sky Plus,
you
and so
analyze
many
it.
other. Those days were not so common then. I know that DSTV was there, but it was meant for the rich. Unlike now that even an average person can afford cable. Those days it was meant for you have to know the salary before you can have DSTV or like now so those days also made it
It's
then
yeah,
that people performing were were excited because
yeah,
unlike when you are seeing something every day
yeah. Every day, yeah,
you look at that in your
we look at
eyes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but thank you, Zakinsi. Thank you, Aidotun, for your
Mhm.
contribution. We hope the game against Rwanda is in 2 weeks. The now only next Friday they separate the Friday that we play the game. We also have a show on that Friday night. I hope that it's going to be victory for Nigeria when we come and discuss aftermath of the game. It
Yeah,
is
I think they said that Rwanda has changed their coach. They brought
thing that
Malucho.
I've
Malucho
discussed
was the guy that
was in
used
Tanzania.
the Harambe Stars, almost beat us in. Is it Kaduna? Then is
Yeah,
it? I remember that match.
yeah,
There was one guy that equalized for us the last minute.
yeah,
It was So we
yeah,
watch. I know the match is not going to be easy, but
yes. But you see,
we're
we
still
see how
hoping that
yeah, we
you
see how
know
yeah.
that
So
Eric Chell we
yeah,
put we fashion out a strategy
it's just to
to
win.
you
That
to
is what we
win.
want. Even if
Yes,
they 1-0 victory. Yeah. So thank you,
yes. I know
Mr.
the pressure will be on also because it is
Problem.
a move where you are planning to win at all costs. The pressure
Yeah,
will be there, but the players should be able to manage that pressure.
yeah,
You know.
and able to do.
Yeah.
See, what we want is victory, victory. But secondly, I want to thank you for actually joining. We normally start a little bit earlier. It's just out of time slightly. Thank you, exactly for joining. Your contribution is always well appreciated, especially on that paper. I go try and cut them out and show it to people to say is so that thank you for joining, Mr. Kingsley. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you can just leave from your own end and let me just end your thing. So you can leave from your own end. So thank you, Mr. Kingsley, for joining. So that is that today on Friday Night Football Club. I want to appreciate all of you for joining. We'll see you again next Friday when we discuss Nigerian football. But before I go, Eagle Striker, there is an interview coming up tomorrow, 8 a.m. UK time, 9 a.m. Nigerian time, and 3 p.m. Eastern time or so. I said that 3 in America. So let me just play the trailer quickly. I think I still have it here. Then I play the trailer. Then we now end it. Thank you guys for joining. Let me just end with the trailer.
Start getting paid for playing football, it's a different feeling again. When that feeling that your dreams have finally come true. I called my parents and I asked my mom, I said, or should I just leave this contract and just come and continue school? I think my salary was take 20,000 or something.
What team did you support growing up?
Manchester United.
Manchester United. Why did you go to China?
It was a big debate that period. When you think back, how long this career is, it's a short career, it's not a long one.
Why did you come back to Moda? Was there something else that made you join that club?
It was so short I was there. Great guy. Like a great guy. He said he wants me. They've already sold Erling Haaland. I was to come there and replace him. My move to Turkey was, I don't want to use the word bad one. I will give a little blame to the medical team, to be honest. I'm planning to come back. I've been rehabilitated. I'm not done yet. Hopefully soon I'll be back on the pitch again.
So guys, don't forget to actually tune in. I'll be there live tomorrow to actually watch. So let's go and banter ourselves in that comment section. So thank you guys for joining. I will see you again next Friday. But keep praying for Nigerian football. Thank you, IoT. See you. Thank you guys for joining. I remain your host, Smith Lai. Thank you. Okay, it's 3 a.m. Eastern Time. 3 a.m. Eastern Time. 8 a.m. Nigerian time. 8 a.m. UK time, 9 a.m. Nigerian time, 3 a.m. Eastern time. So guys, just watch the stream live directly. Leke James, fantastic personality, humble character. I'm pretty sure you're going to actually enjoy the interview. If you cannot make it live, you are still sleeping or you're in club now, don't worry. Go and watch the recap and share it in the WhatsApp group. Watch the recap and everything. It's going to be live on Eagle Strikers YouTube at eaglestriker.ng. I think, yeah, I'm right. So see you guys. I remain your host, Smith Lai. Thank you for joining.